Hello everybody, welcome to your first video for Thursday. Don't know really what the next few days are going to be like coverage wise, because I suppose there's not much really going on. We'll probably have like Battlegrounds new season coverage at some point, like what the new season's going to look like, because that'll be dropping next week. But in the meantime, side quest options. Make sure as well to take down enemies. First of all, we'll come back to the grabbing the objective, which if you can see I grabbed. My recommendation to everybody is to do all difficulties, or to the best of your ability do all difficulties. We're also going to talk about the potential Ghost Rider bug, which isn't actually a bug, it's just a reading of the nodes that people might find complicated, and there's a kind of an easy solution to it, but we'll talk about that as we kind of get into it. But yeah, doing all difficulties means that you'll get access to lots of different rewards. Yes, it's lower stuff. Yes, it's not so appealing to a lot of people, but you get access to things like primordial dust. And one thing that I've been trying to do is that if Kabam give an opportunity for the lower primordial dust, is that I'd strengthen my 4 stars in order to make, you can see I've got a lot of ascended lower ones, but I am going to be adding in 4 more ascended champions for, and this is the process for an upcoming video which is applicable to Summoner Trials Arena. And the reason that I am strengthening lower end champions is ultimately for that particular purpose. So that's the reason that I'm kind of doing this primordial dust ascension of lower champions. As of course connection issues do can restrict this. Anyway, back to the side quest, because that is the main focus of this video, and the champions you face off against, and some nodes, and some of the best or better options. There's not necessarily the best option, and all footage will be showcased at threat level 5. There's not per se the a best like this is my team: Nick Fury, Magneto, that's White Magneto, and Storm. This isn't the best kind of setup and rotation and options of champions, because there are definitely ones that would perceive themselves to be better, that probably would be better to be recommended anyway. On the subject of America Chavez, she's got aggression prowess. She's going to build prowess, try and strike her. That's the main thing. You're going to get power sporadically via Matador. I personally am more keen on getting an SP1 rotation out of the champion than pushing her to an SP2. So my play around her is more kind of like slower process in kind of like taking her on, right? So that's kind of like approach. And then of course special attacks where you're gonna do most of your damage. So prowess based champions probably would have been best for me to use Storm here. I didn't, but probably best because she has a prowess, or any champion that's got prowess means that special attacks are literally going to be like boom, done. I actually think that Bishop could have been a great option and a better option, one option I should have chose, as well as any champion that has prowess buff. A lot of the champions in the mutant line have that one, which of course benefit from that. Don't get hit in your block, because that means that she's going to gain more power. If she throws an SP2, you better make sure you can avoid an SP2. That's all I'm going to say. I used Nick Fury in the end, and to be honest, that was fine. I think a lot of times you can overcomplicate, and when I do coverage, it's not that I'm trying to overcomplicate things. I'm just pointing out things that could be an issue to different people. Like an issue to me, or one thing that I found a problem was trying to find like a non-skill champion. I just thought, no, for this particular Kashala fight, I wanted to use a skill-based champion, mainly because I build up critical rating easily, which of course is important to crit me baby one more time, that you need to do crits in order to kind of do damages. Like defender takes 30% more damage from critical hits, but 60% less damage from all sources that are not critical hits. So yeah, I just kind of focusing on crits. Even though you get arrowed to the knee, I just felt that it was better to focus on double down and building up precision, critical rating, skill champions, and I just found that was the way to go. If you get skill champion, Incinerate Immune, Atuma, and Night Thrasher. Atuma gets based on, I think it's like part of his ability. He's able to take on Incinerates. And Night Thrash, I think, is a great option here if you're struggling because for whatever reason you might make a mistake. And I made a mistake. It did mean that I relied on Nick Fury's Phase 2, his life model decoy, but ultimately this is a very straightforward fight, just SP1 rotations. And we've got to watch out for the first of beams, and you've got to watch out for the floor beneath you as you kind of get that swirly circle. You've got to kind of like evade from it. I did actually forget to evade that, and that kind of cost me a little bit, but not completely, because of course I've got Phase 2 as part of my Nick Fury. Moving on to Sorcerer Supreme. As long as you've got a damaging debuff champion, this is going to be a straightforward fight for anybody, regardless, right? Polka Dot Power. Attacker gains no power from landing or receiving attacks. Instead, they grant 12% of a bar of power every second while the defender is suffering from a damaging effect. So, yeah, this is an open shut case. As long as you've got damaging debuff champion, you're fine. You've just got to like play and watch out for Crush Revolution. When they attack, they gain a Crush timer, dodging back again while his timer's, they get Crush passive. So yeah, I think it's like you get hit through the block. And I think it's like the same like nodes as last week. You've just got to play carefully on if you're finding that you're not getting your specials evaded too well with her. And I did slightly at times, not when I was doing the fights leading up to it, like the other difficulties, I just wasn't timing myself very well. However, having a Phase 2 or the life model decoy, the second life of Nick Fury, basically meant I was doing a lot of bleed damage, and that was fantastic, and that was great. So yes, that was a real kind of like decent. You've probably seen the footage if I'm rolling it on screen, like it's probably on screen now. It was a very quick open shut case, an open shut fight, which is nice. So where we go to a little bit of complexity is where everybody seems to be making the mistake, right? So this champion, so Ghost Rider finally has got some things that are a little bit tricky, and some people aren't kind of like getting it sorted. If you are able to ramp the champion around an SP1 rotation, that's great. Trying to heavy attack is a bit tricky. This is why I was bringing in White Magneto. Because you have Mighty Charge, it does mean that if you want to rely on a guaranteed heavy attack, and a lot of times it's difficult to get your heavy attack rotated round with any champion, to get the heavy attack, to then be able to take away the ebb and flow heavy, to then throw a special attack in order to do the damage. The confusion with players that are taking on this fight is that they think that it's bugged, and it's actually not. Where the confusion lies is with Special Connoisseur. Because it says when the defender takes 90% reduced damage from all sources except special attack, activated while the attacker has an active prowess effect. Special Connoisseur exists as what seems to be a protection like passive or protection effect on the enemy. So at one given time it looks like you've got 2 on Ghost Rider, but it's not actually the case. You're doing 1 to remove the ebb and flow heavy attack, and then when you throw a special attack, providing you've got yourself a prowess effect active, or is it prowess effect? Yeah, prowess effect active. You will be able to do a large amount of damage as a result of it. So that's how that really works for anybody that might be a bit confused. Try not to allow yourself to be hit in the block because of Bubble Shield. But to be honest, if you're able to get some intercepts in here and there, push Ghost Rider up to an SP1, then you'll probably be able to rotate around that to then go back in again, punishing after the special attack and re-ramping up to an SP1, and then it's like that's how you kind of rotate around it. That means that you won't be developing Bubble Shield, and any time you would be developing Bubble Shield, you'll be doing parry, heavy, and then SP1, SP2, whatever with it. It's a bit difficult, a bit tricky if you've got champions like Bishop, where it relies on doing a well-timed hit, well-timed block even, to get yourself some prowess effects. So any champion, mutant or not, that has access to prowess buffs, or any champion that has access to prowess would probably be a very good fit. And if we go on to a little bit of a search, here are some listed champions that have a prowess buff as part of their kit here. So Danny Moonstone Gambit, Scarlet Witch, does she? The Sigil version? Oh, I could not remember. Magneto, maybe. Oh, you could use Magneto, House of X as well. And any kind of like passive ones like that. So it's largely yeah, it's a mutant based one that's kind of like known for. But anyway, I'm sure there's other ones out there. That's been the champions I used, and yeah, have a great day whatever you're doing. Good luck in the fight against Ghost Rider, and make sure to pick some Saga champions, or finish off the champion with a Saga based champion in order to get your 27,000 Mysterium as a result. So remember, you can't use class advantage, so you won't be able to use your sciences here, and you have to really use the prowess ones. Anyway, that's been it for the video. Thank you very much for watching and supporting as you always do, and I'm gonna go and, well, I'm probably at work, but I'm recording this late on a Wednesday night. Have a lovely day, everybody. Much love and goodbye.